Wow, 500 subs already. That's not terrifying at all. When I started this channel, it was because the PS Vita had caught my eye as a 2-for-1 kind of steal. A way to play PS Vita games and PSP games on one console was an awesome idea. The PSP was my childhood console. I remember the most, and the Vita had some hidden gems I'd always wanted to give, a shot. Well, that video blew up very quickly and way too fast, and for the first time, I felt what it meant to have that viral moment. It's addicting. I can't lie, I love attention, and I wish my parents had also given me attention. So I wanted to reflect and give some love to my favorite games on this handheld. That's kind of started me down this rabbit hole of handheld gaming and making content on it.
One!
First up, the game from my childhood that still captivates me to this day, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Monster Hunter is one of those series I have played off and on since I was a kid. I started with Freedom Unite, and then I got back into the series when World came out. So the quality of life I experienced between these two was about as drastic as going from living in the closet at my parents' house to renting my current apartment. Seriously, I didn't even have half a wall. I was living in a fiberglass wonderland. Going back to Freedom Unite was always a goal of mine, but playing it on my computer felt wrong. Just didn't have that same magic I was looking for. Also, I was busy playing Valorant. And I hate that I have to admit that I was busy playing Valorant. So when I got my Vita, it was the very first game I downloaded. Then I remembered how slow the start is. Seriously, this intro and like the first 3 stars of missions is a fucking headache. Granny, stop yapping. I must go eradicate the local ecosystem. For anyone who got into this series, even now with Wilds, go back and play this game. It's like the Dark Souls of Monster Hunter. You can't move while healing, you can't ride your dog while sharpening your weapon, you can't fast travel between camps. I love it. The challenge of planning every move is why this game captivated me as a kid. I sucked at this game, but even just beating one monster was like a reward for the hours I spent upgrading that one weapon, except when the giant bird refuses me to give his shattered skull. For those who have never played a Monster Hunter, monster materials are the name of the game. Here's how a typical session of Monster Hunter will go for you in Freedom Unite. Pick a quest, find monster, hunt monster, get carded, hunt again, get carded once more, kill monster, carve monster, get rewards, go to the upgraded armor and weapons place, realize you did not get the exact material you needed to upgrade that weapon, go back to the quest, repeat. The game has a very specific gameplay loop, and as you kill monsters, you unlock even tougher monsters to hunt, and you eventually fight this fucker. He may look like a giant man-eating kitten.
That's because he is.
The Tiger X was the bane of my existence as an 8-year-old. Currently playing with the sword and shield, as that was my weapon of choice as a kid, since it was easiest to pick up. No sword arts, no special moves, no crazy combos. This is old school bare bones Monster Hunter experience that a lot of fans praise. I highly recommend giving it a shot if you never have. Or just play Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, since that one is peak.
Help! Help me!
JRPGs are my favorite genre of video games. I was gonna insert an anime joke here, but nothing really landed. It's hard to write, guys. Scripts are hard. YS Memories of Celceta. Am I fucking saying that right? Hang on.
View of E's Memories of Celceta.
So with Ys Memories of Celceta, released in 2012, but takes place right after YSX, which came out in 2025. Yeah, this series has a interesting timeline to say the least. The reason this was the JRPG I gravitated towards was due to my love for Ys 8, 9, and 10. I even 100%ed Ys 9 by playing the entire game again on the hardest difficulty, out of pure boredom. Memories of Celceta story is decently interesting but longish because it is a JRPG, so here's a quick summary. Adel, our hero, ends up getting amnesia in the forest of Celceta, so he and his companion travel through the forest to regain his memory and make a quick buck also by mapping out the terrain for the army like a US military drone tasked with spying on foreign governments. Why yes, Griselda, whatever you say my love, please order me around some more. During your travels through the forest, you unlock more and more of how Adel lost his memory, helping the inhabitants of the forest along the way. There is way more to this story, but go read the wiki or something. I just don't have the time to explain it all in one video. Memories gameplay is very standard for the Ys series, being real-time action combat with a slightly top-down movement system, sort of. You attack, you block, you parry, you use special moves to defeat monsters, explore the land, kill bosses, and all around, you're just a sick red-headed stepchild. Like, your soul is not there. You're a voiceless protagonist, so, you got that going for you. The gameplay is right up my alley, as action RPGs host some of my favorite games, like The Elder Scrolls, Fallout New Vegas,
The game was rigged from the start.
and Cyberpunk 2077. Wake up, samurai, your Chinese social credits hardcore is going down. The special moves feel impactful while not making the game impossibly easy. A quick tip, play on a harder difficulty than you might normally on games, as the East games are not known for being super challenging. The music also is top-notch, providing a mixture of fast-paced bangers during combat to slow and atmospheric pieces designed to envelop you in the world. Adventure's Birth will forever scratch an itch in my brain like a parasite. I cannot explain it. It's not my favorite East game, but one that is for sure worth experiencing, even if on the PS4 or PC release. Also, again, Griselda can order me around any day of the week. I fucking love Griselda.
These guys are tough. In order to beat them, I'll have to become
Sonic Unleashed.
The perks of a hacked PS Vita is being able to install ports and homebrew games on it. No longer are you bound to the shackles of the limited Vita library, even if it is more expensive than the PS5 library. This opens the door for the community to add so many ports you usually would not even consider playing on the Vita. You could play Doom RPG, Bully, the GTA trilogy. You have so many options, so many awesome games. Anyways, you guys heard of Sonic 3? Sonic 3 Air, or Angel Island Revisited, is a port and remaster of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. For anyone who does not know, I'm a huge Sonic fan. Like, I buy every game and 100% them type of fan. Don't worry, my doctor knows about these symptoms, I promise. He's sending me to the psych ward. So when I heard that Sonic 3 Air was available as a port on the PS Vita, it was the one I installed on the system immediately. It makes the game widescreen and it has mod support. And wow, look at that. You have the definitive edition of Sonic 3 Sega seems to forget how to make. Almost like how they forgot how to code when making Sonic 06. Sonic? I don't think that's how gravity works, buddy. Sonic 3 is one of those games I revisit like once a year to remind myself that at one point in time, Sonic was absolute peak. He was the talk of the town. No one could touch him. Now, the best thing to come out of Sonic was Shadow Generations and the Sonic movies, also cross-world racing, but does that really count? Faster than the speed of sound, yet pulled up in a tricked-out sports car just to stun on him. The other port I actually played through was Hollow Knight on the Vita. Now, this is going to sound bad and possibly get me in a bit of trouble, but I never beat this game until I played it on my Vita. Okay, stop throwing things at me. Let me explain. Basically, I was on a trip, and I only had my Vita for 5 days, with a lot of downtime. I had never beat Hollow Knight back in 2018 when I got it, so I decided, why not? Because at the time, Silksong had just been announced it was about to release. And that's the story of how I beat Hollow Knight in probably the most unoptimal way imaginable. Hollow Knight is as good as people say. Like, I don't know what else to even put in my script because it's already been said. It's beautiful, the gameplay is fluid, the music is phenomenal, each area oozes life and creativity. The story is told in such an atmospheric way. Everyone was already said all this stuff, I don't know why I keep repeating it. Just look at him go, guys. The thoughts left him many moons ago. I feel like an IGN reviewer right now. Like, the only difference is I beat the game.
How is this my fucking problem?
Play Hollow Knight if you have not. That's my review right there. Easy. Moving on. I'm going to go through a quick list of games that deserved a shout out, but not a whole paragraph on why they're good on the Vita. Wipeout 2048, a fun racing game with no real negatives. Midnight Club 3, a PSP racing game that's also really good. Rayman Origins, platformer that brought Rayman out of a dry spell, just as good on the Vita, if not the console, no cut content. Ratchet & Clank, the GOAT of action games back on the PS2. Why not play the trilogy on the Vita? And of course, Persona 4 Golden, my favorite JRPG of all time. The only reason I didn't make an entire essay on this game is because everyone's made an essay on Persona 4 Golden. And don't forget the greatest PSP game of all time either, Persona 3 Portable, where I can live out my dream of being an antisocial high school girl. Junpei, please leave me alone. I already told you, my heart is saved for Hidetoshi. I just love a man in uniform. This handheld was a commercial failure when it came out, but now stands as one of the best bang for your buck moddable handhelds out there. If you loved PSP games or are a handheld fan or you even love the Vita and just got rid of yours like mine for some reason, get this thing or I don't know, I'll make you.